Yes, hey, it's Jimmy Coffin here for Coffin Comics. Welcome back to Crucial Con. This weekend, you're getting the scoop on everything. I hope you're enjoying what we have so far, and we've got a big one coming up next. We've got the one and only Winston Dunlop II, the president of Executive Replicas. And you guys, you got to stick around to the very end because he's going to tell us about the action figure he was told that could not be done. He's going to tell us about that story. But without further ado, let's bring him on. Here it is, Winston Dunlop II. How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's going on? How's everybody?
I got to say, I think I said this in the last interview, I love your name, Winston Dunlop II. It just sounds so like regal or official. It's just like, you hear that, you're like, yeah, he is the president for sure.
And thank you. I just wish I had the money to go with that title. So.
And what we love here at Coffin Comics, what we love about you is that you are also a fan and a collector, and this stuff just means so much to you. It's not just product that you're putting out. You're putting out passionate material, and you're passionate about everything you're doing. And we love that here at Coffin Comics. So that's why, the future is bright between Coffin and Executive.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So for folks who do not know, we've already started. We're going to talk about future stuff coming up next year, but currently what we have currently released so far with you guys is the Lady Death Legacy action figure. If you haven't picked one of these up, there is a couple left. We on the store at Coffin Comics shop. We have it. So this is the Legacy series. We have this one also on the Kickstarter currently running. Well, actually, now it's going to be closed right now. We've got the Violet edition. We've got the exclusive Violet. It's going to be on Coffin Comics shop. A couple, whatever's left is going to be there. And we also have the Scarlet edition, which check out Coffin Comics, see when they do show up on the store. Sign up for the mailing list if you want to know about the drops on these exclusives. And I got to say, there's another exclusive coming up for Halloween. Stick around for that. What can you tell us about the doing this one? What was your adventure putting this together? And,
well, it was actually one of my first 6-inch figures ever. I've been a huge 6-inch collector for since pretty much the beginning, and I always wanted to get into it, but the numbers were the quantities were large. I was used to doing the 1/6 scale, very exclusive stuff. So I worked with a couple of people in the past, and then I hooked on with Loose Collector and Dave, and ever since then I've been pretty much primarily focused on the 6-inch world. And working on the Lady Death, I've known Brian for many years, since New York, seeing him in one of the shows when I was maybe a teenager or a young adult. And I just grew to liking his character. It was outside the norm of the DC and Marvel stuff, and he took a character and he really went with it, and I dug it from there. And we've been in touch, and when I started my own company, because as a collector, there were things that companies were not making, or they were making not up to the level or quality that I was liking, and I thought I could do it better. So that's why I got involved with the industry to begin with, outside of collecting, and then just getting better and better every year, and working with very talented people and factories, and just really going the extra step to bring the collectors something that they're investing their money into. These things are not cheap, and people work hard for their money, and we want something that people are going to be proud of. They want, and just brag about it and be proud to have it on their shelf.
And you guys do that beautifully, and then for sure that is what your mission statement does come to life in everything that you put out. Currently, we also have, which is still in up for pre-order, is this one, what do we call it? The La Morta Dark Reaper 1/6 scale Super Deluxe Killer figure set. That's currently on Coffin Collectibles right now for $5.79. And the latest is that it's going to be Q4 when these are going to be shipping out.
We hope to. There was due to COVID last year, the factory that primarily works with this was shut down 3 times last year, and that put a huge backup in not only our production but other companies' production. So we're hoping they could catch up. So it's unfortunate. It's a killer set. It's one of my favorites, and it's going to get here. Just hope it gets here sooner than later.
Yeah, and that's the state of the world. It's especially in China. It's I guess it's got to be pretty a nail biter for you sometimes, depending on like what's going to happen. But I'm glad things always work out. You guys are always persistent, and you always deliver. And yeah, this is the piece.
Eventually.
Eventually, yes. Sooner or later, whatever depending on what the world allows. But yeah, this is the Monty Moore original piece. I remember you telling me about this. You saw
man.
this.
Love that piece.
Then you had to make it into this. Yeah, and I love that she's got those guys back there. The
fully posable, man. People think they're statues. Those are fully posable skeletons under those shrouds.
Yeah. Oh man, this is gonna have a lot of happy folks when this arrives in Q4. So folks, you still have a chance to pre-order that, coffincollectiblesshop.com. And not only that, so we had Lady Death action figure, we have the La Muerta killer set, and currently we also have the Hellwitch Legacy 6-inch premiere action figure. We're currently still selling it at Coffin Collectibles Shop, and that is coming up pretty soon. We should be shipping out. We're saying fall, but from what you're saying, it's on the boat coming to.
It's on the boat, man. It should be here between 30 and 45 days, pending no delays at U.S. Customs. But she's killer, man. I mean, look at that piece.
There it is. Oh wow,
she's killer.
She turned out.
I mean, the paint job on this, and this is a production piece. This isn't a prototype. This is an actual production piece.
Look at that wingspan. Holy cow.
I'm proud of this piece. Very proud. Dave and his crew did a wonderful job. I teamed up with a really great team, and we're going to bring the collector's world some amazing 6-inch figures.
Yeah, so here, folks, here's about some of the prototype shots there with Lady Death and Hellwitch. So you got to get them both so you can relive Wargasm. Get the battle between them, and some more production. Yeah, so it's going to be shipped. So to be safe, let's say by the end of the year, it's going to be in people's hands. Hopefully by Christmas time, that'd be great. So get your.
Man, it better be here. It better be in people's hands by Christmas, because there should be no reason unless something goes on in customs.
Yeah, in customs. Yeah, so fingers crossed. If all goes well, it'll be in your hands. So yeah, don't delay, folks. Get these. They're super hot. As soon as these get into people's hands, the word's going to get out, and they're going to go. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be impossible to find these once these land. Excuse me. So on the back of this, it says the Legacy series. So we already have Lady Death. We have Hellwitch. Now, everyone was talking about La Muerta. What's the latest with La Muerta figure?
Well, her 6-inch prototype is pretty much done, and we're just waiting for the Hellwitch to land, get shipped out to the customers. They can hold it in their hand and say, wow, this is great. And then we're going to hit you again, and we're going to offer out not one, not two, but 3 different figures in the 6-inch Legacy series.
Oh, wow. That is so awesome. Yeah, I know that's the hardest thing, like the waiting. The waiting is just so hard.
I mean, yeah, the waiting is a problem from a collector's standpoint. But, once you get it and you see, wow, it was really definitely worth the wait.
Yeah, it's always worth the wait. So here is some prototypes that we have. So this one says improvements. So we've got updated sculpture and engineering. What does that mean? That just means well,
the last time we had sent you was about 2 years ago. Might have been a year ago. We sent the pictures of La Muerta, and we had looked it over. And since then, everything's always open for changes to make it better. And since then, we sought to do these changes. And the changes, in my opinion, and I think everybody else would agree, that it makes the figure a better posable figure. It keeps true to the image, to the form, while having an incredible articulation.
Yeah, I love that. Sorry. Also says overall tactical look. She's more tactical on that. Oh, I wish I should pull up the original ones, but yeah, this is great. And I do know, yeah, they've got the pistols in the back. It's so rad. Yeah, and the added shin joint. Very cool. Okay, and here's the other one. And I do remember this, that people were saying they wanted more accessories.
Oh, there you go. A full arsenal.
A full arsenal. Yeah, and you guys, that's what's awesome too, because you heard the demand, heard what people wanted, and you did it. You're able to give them what they want. Which is
that's the customers are our lifeline. Without them, we don't have a business, and they buy our product. We want them to want our product and be happy with our product. So they speak, we listen.
I love that with the utility belt, the fists. They got the trigger hands, the pistols, semi-auto rifles, a long rifle. Oh man, this is amazing. Oh yeah, I just can't wait to. So this one. So do we have a date, on sale date, when this would be?
As soon as Hellwitch figure lands and are shipped out to the customers, these are going to be released.
Okay, awesome. So, all right, so that's coming up pretty quick. So hopefully by the end of the year.
You also have the Chaotica and Santanas figures that are going to be released with her also.
So here we go. This is the Chaotica. This is looks like a 3D.
So rendering.
Right. What she's gonna look like.
Very so basically cool. all the figures that we've made so far have been in that form prior to printing.
I love it. She's got the cape, so a removable cape on there. A couple different hand gestures. Looks like she's got some magic.
Yes, the magic spells. Yes.
And then this one, what do we call this? Is this an actual?
Yes, that's the actual 3D printed prototype.
Oh wow, that is cool. And just thinking of Hellwitch compared to this, now it's just going to get even more and more amazing. Let's see what she looks like. This. Okay, one more picture. Oh, there she goes. She's doing some magic moon spells, and it's got the cape. That looks rad.
Man, she's going to pop when she's painted. Man, it's just going to be wow.
So we got. Let's see. So she bends at the feet, the ankles, twists at the thighs there.
Mm-hmm. So you got the groin articulation, upper chest area, shoulders, elbows, forearms, wrist, neck.
So how many? It's like 12 or 20. How many points of articulation?
21 points of articulation.
21.
I believe so.
Nice. All right, then next up, people were waiting for this one.
Bam.
Dennis.
Bam.
Look at that. Holy cow. Unbelievable. Speechless. That is so cool. So yeah, well, when you guys so the artists, when they paint, does Brian give them reference, like, okay, take this panel or like this image and use?
Yes, if it's a basic figure, Brian sends us a format to follow. It has all the images and pictures and colors, and it tells us what to paint, what color. Of course, shades do make a figure look different. Mm-hmm. So he may have a color here, but it may not work when we actually paint it. So we go back. But normally we've been following his scheme, and it's been working.
And jump back over here. Oh yeah. So then we have the 3D modeling of it. Woo! Holy cow! Yeah, unpainted prototype. Wow.
Look at that, man.
Yes, with everything.
Can't wait.
Oh, it's so great. Yeah, so that will complete that series.
Yes.
On there, so the Legacy series. So Chaotica, so Hellwitch is arriving, and these three all together. That's amazing. That's gonna be so great. Yeah, we can order the complete set for the last three and get them all at the same time. And so that one, do you have any type of when those would ship, or is it still too early to know when?
It's a little too early. I'm hoping that these go up for pre-order November, end of November, the latest. I'm hoping that is Hellwitch comes in, you get them out to the customers. Customers start praising it, saying, "Great, thank you." Now here's our next offer.
Yeah, get everyone lathered up.
So we're hoping October, November, the latest. And right now, production and delivery is taking us about 7 months. So if we put this pre-order out before the end of the year, we should have these in hand pending no further delays or shutdowns, probably June.
Yeah, right when you guys did the Lady Death, that's when the world was shutting down. I think that was
that was a great timing, wasn't it? We really foresaw that. We saw that one coming, man. I tell you, what luck.
Yeah. Well, I guess after that, it should be smooth sailing since there.
But actually, I say that in jest because the luck was about it because she did extremely well, and
oh yeah,
you know, it's she did extremely well, and under the circumstances, a lot of businesses, especially the high-end collectors, toy collectors, and the stores that cater to them, did extremely well during COVID. So
yeah, there is a silver lining to all that.
Yeah.
And all right, so let's recap that real quick before we do the final one. Hopefully, you guys are digging this. And yeah, thanks again, Winston, for taking the time out. I know you're super busy right now.
Yeah, my pleasure. Anytime.
So the final ones. So got to look at these again real quick. This improvements of La Morta. I know folks are going to go crazy because La Morta is life for them. So this is going to be amazing. And to see this action figure on the shelves, it's just going to be stunning. And then once again, the Chaotica. This is Lady Death's daughter, by the way, if you don't know that. This is super exciting. And then here are the prototypes unpainted. Whew, so cool. Yeah, it's so cool to see them all together like that. Mamma mia. And then Lady Satanis. All right, so we had a little tease. We teased everyone that there is an action figure that you're told it cannot be done. It's not possible.
Yeah, it was advised. It was strongly advised not to do this specific figure, and I was hell bent on it. I'm a person who loves great images, and I saw this image and I was like, wow, that would look incredible as an action figure. And I took it to a couple of factories, and they were like, no, it's too complicated, too much involved. It will cost too much. You know, there's every excuse under the sun. Basically, they didn't want to get involved in it. And until I met Dave and Loose Collector, and I discussed this with him, he explained to me the complexity of it. And I pushed it. I said, listen, man, I really want to do this. I think this, from a collector, and especially a Lady Death collector, I think this would just be an incredible piece to have on your shelf, especially you could pose the wings and the figure itself. So yeah, I was told a few years ago, before COVID, that this figure they didn't want to make this figure. They couldn't make it. It was too expensive, too involved, and it's going to get made.
All right, that's a good tease. Let's show people what this is. This is the image. Here's the original image here. This is Jesse Wichman. This is from the Damnation game era, and it's Dark Skies. This is an incredible piece. So you saw this, and
yeah, it blew my mind, man. I'm looking at this image, and I was like, man, what? You know, I'm not an artist, but what causes a person to draw this and come up with these angles and the way this all fits together? But it works, but it's never been physically done, so you really don't know if it works, but visually it works. And I was just like, wow, this is an incredible outfit. And I wanted to do it in 1/6 scale originally, and that was a heavy turn down. No, they didn't want to do this. Too involved. So, but Dave and I, we put our heads together and we said, yeah, this we could do this. We can do this. It's going to be a little involved. And I said, no problem. I think the figure, if done right and represents this image, I think it would be successful.
All right. So this image we're going to show, what is it? This is a prototype. Is this next one? Here we go.
Yes, that's a physical prototype. That's with the original Lady Death head on it. We still working on the head.
Okay. Awesome.
You know, we're still fine tuning her, but those pieces, every one of those pieces are posable. Those fins, feathers, what you call them, they're posable. Yeah. And when we get everything finalized and we take the promotional pictures, you're going to be amazed at the poses that we get this figure in. And I think she's a winner, man. I mean, she's beautiful. Man.
Yeah, and just the story, just to be knowing this is the figure that should not be, because they're like, no, we can't. And you're like, hey, we're doing it.
Well, it took me a while. I mean, I approached a lot of people, and they didn't want to do it. You know, and I'm not asking them to pay for it. I'm paying. I said, listen, I'll pay for the production. I'm like, yeah, no, we don't want to develop this. This is very intricate, too involved, and yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it could not have gotten done, but they weren't going to do it based on their schedule and what they thought the figure was valued at. I don't understand the logic behind that, but so be it. Fast forward, what is it, 5 years, 6 years, and now I'm doing her in 1/6 scale, and she's going to be a beauty.
Wow, that is incredible. I love your tenaciousness, and so thank you for doing that, and just like, you know, like a dog, just biting on that bone, just ain't gonna let it go. Love it.
Man. My goal is to have all these figures on my shelf before I leave this plane. So, and it's not gonna get done letting everybody, you know, the others do it. So I got to jump in and speed it up.
Oh, for sure, your legacy is gonna be sitting on people's mantles for.
That believe it or not, that actually makes me happy. If I can remember for a figure that I helped make, that's cool, because my passion is collecting. So
yeah, wow. Well, thank you so much once again, Winston, for taking the time to do this. Any final words for everyone out there, for the collectibles, the collectors and the fiends and the sworn?
Stay tuned, man. We have a lot of great stuff coming out outside of what we discussed today. Many things with Coffin, and he's building an empire, and what we want to do is we want to represent that empire with great top quality merchandise.
And that you do, sir, and that you do. So thank you so much, everyone. Stick around, we got even more fun stuff coming up here at Crucial Con. But this big news just dropped today. I'm just blown away by some magnificent art and figures coming our way. So stay tuned.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Great.
Thank you.
All right.
Sworn.
Sworn.